Welcome once again to Matters Arising, the flagship talk show of Kaftan TV. This evening, as usual, we're broadcasting live from the Abuja studio. And as you're very well aware, Matters Arising focuses on both local and international trending topics, and usually the analysis is done by our team of in-house seasoned broadcast journalists. And my name is Dayo Omogun.
Hikaitibot is my name. Good evening.
All right, as we usually do, we remind you again that this program is designed with you in mind. It's designed to be conversational, it's designed to be engaging and incisive. And so it's important that you get ready to be a part of this. You're not just going to be watching, sitting back. You are invited to partake of this program. From a certain point, once we do the opening remarks, we would allow you to call in so you can make your own contributions, and so that we can all put hands together to build the Nigeria of our dream. And what are we going to be talking about today? I don't know what experience you have had. Have you had to borrow money from any online app before? You'll be in the best position to contribute to this discussion this evening, because there are reports all over the place of how customers are harassed, disgraced, and mocked. I mean, bad messages are sent to people on the contact list of the borrower, just maybe because of a delay in payment of maybe 24 hours, sometimes 2 days, 48 hours, 72 hours. And these are things that the mainstream bankers will not do, even for huge, colossal sums of money. And before a bank will begin to look for ways of devaluing you, of harassing you, of disgracing you, they would want to explore all other ways, all other amicable ways of settlement. But once you go off for 24 hours, man, you can expect anything. In the first instance, there'll be a deluge of calls. 20 people can be set on you to call you. 20 people. As soon as one is dropping, another one is calling you. Some are sending you text messages, some are sending you WhatsApp messages. And then there's also the matching call, that is the matching programmed voice call and all that. So it's a terrible thing. In actual fact, I think that the prayer will be that maybe you should never get into a situation where you need to go get such a loan, because there's no guarantee. And this is, I mean, even if you have a tradition of paying in good time, you've paid the first installment the very due date, you pay the second installment due date, third installment due date, then the fourth installment, it could even be the last, or it could be just one in a series, and you delay by 1 day, you won't find it funny. And the terrible part of it is that some of your friends that may be reached out to, some will never tell you, so you don't even know the damage that is being done to you. It's a very terrible thing, and I think that for many Nigerians it will be a big relief that the Federal Consumer and Competitiveness or Competition whatever commission
Protection Commission.
What?
Consumer Protection
and Competition, whatever commission. It's a good thing that they are getting involved in this. Well, maybe that's just one side. We also have to talk about some borrowers who just don't take their contracts seriously. That's also a very terrible part. But if you have such an experience, if you know any person who's had an experience with them, you might be in a very good position to weigh in on this. Let me leave this at this point so Ikaite can come in.
Well, for me, I would like to start by saying, that avenue of accessing money to Nigerians, it was really a welcome development, because for Nigerians it was a very honorable way of sorting out their financial needs when there is no support, especially now that in Nigeria it's not easy to find who to borrow you money and all that. So when it came, it was a sort of relief for many, because honestly, if we have to be frank, once in a while there is need to go loan money.
You will need help,
yeah, once in a while. Even the richest man in Africa gets loan. The richest man in the world gets loan. So it's part of life. Even federal government gets loan. It's not a crime to get loan. Even Nigerian governments will go out there to source for, provided what you are getting that loan for. It's something that will add value to your life and probably to your family. But we dissuade the situation where you get loan over frivolities. That is not advisable. But the latest trend where you see, I've had cases where you see where a friend, you get a message from such apps reporting a friend and all that. Like you said, most friends might not
even
reach out to you, but sometimes it might not be out of wickedness. It's just to try to protect one's integrity. Like you mentioned earlier, it has a way of they will devalue you, dehumanize you, and all that.
True.
I think in every business we will always say customer is always right. There's need for a customer to be protected. In as much as somebody has defaulted, there are other means of trying to get back your money. There are other means of dealing with such issues. I think that should be the last resort, because before now I'd always thought maybe that comes when other avenues have been exploited and all has been explored and all that. But I'm just knowing that it comes barely maybe 24 hours after default. Customers default. For me, I think there is need for proper avenue where a customer's integrity is still protected, because it's not as if this person will not still pay this money.
But then you have damaged him.
But you've damaged the person's image and all that. And in subsequent a situation where the person needs maybe more loan from probably other company or something, it might be difficult. But Nigerians too, the customer too, we can't say they are perfectly right to have defaulted, because knowing too well this is somebody's money, probably that money too, they have a way of, that company too has a way of getting bulk money. There's a source of that money, which I'm sure they equally pay.
Okay, they also are paying
percentage. They are paying interest.
So if you default,
it tells on them.
Okay,
it tells on them too. It tells on them too, because it's business.
Yeah,
they are equally borrowing that money, probably larger sum from a particular source, which they equally pay percentage.
It's a very solid point.
Yes. Yeah. So it's not.
So they are under pressure.
They are equally under pressure. Like I said, there's a way where the appropriate quarter should come out with modalities that can guide that business, because that has become a source of income for many in Nigeria presently, and it has equally served as a sort of relief avenue of access, because even when you go to the mainstream bank, you find it very difficult to access loan. This is the only source where people get loan. So customers too should try as much as possible to, even when you can't pay, there is need for you to reach out. You know, there's need for you to reach out to them and explain yourself. They won't kill you, but some damage controls could be made. I think the worst is you've not been able to meet up with the expected dates, and then you probably don't reach out. You don't reach out before they call you. Or you are evasive. They call you, you are not picking calls. And you know the attitude of some Nigerians towards loan. They don't like to pay. Like even COVID-19. I think there was a time a lot of people got loans and all that, and it became a very big deal. It became a very big case that some people are yet to pay such loans.
Yes, very good point. There was this program that the CBN did on the
yes, a lot of Nigerians are yet to pay that loan.
I do not know whether a substantial portion of it has been recovered thus far.
Don't you think at that point somebody will lose his or her job?
Anchor borrowers program. Somebody will lose. Yes.
So these are things we should put into considerations, because I wouldn't think it's a deliberate for somebody. It's a deliberate act for a bank or a loan app to say, a business owner to say, I'm gonna damage my customer and all that. I think sometimes too it's equally as a result of pressure mounted on them from the other end too.
Their own,
so yes, I think they should be, like I said earlier, there is need for the appropriate quarters to come together and devise a means where that issue, there should be don'ts and do's and don'ts. There should be boundaries. They should set modalities where if you don't meet up with that modality, then so thing can be taken against you, instead of going to extreme to inconvenience even people who were not aware,
who were not involved.
Because I've found one or two
who were not
cases
involved
like that years back, like a year or two ago, and it's a way of inconveniencing somebody who was not even part of your business.
In fact,
part of your discussion.
You put the person in a very difficult position. The person is between, should I call this person?
Yes.
Or should I just let it ride?
You even get embarrassed.
On behalf of the person.
Yes.
It's not the best, actually. In fact, even in the statement by Ondaje Ijagu, signed by the Director of Corporate Affairs of the Commission, Ondaje, he said Nigerians have endured harassment for so long. Nigerians have endured. He said, so right now the rules are to curb that harassment, data breaches, and so many other things. And then to make it worse, do you know that a lot of all those online apps are not even registered? And so now they have been given 3 months within which to register, else you could, if you fall foul, if you remain unregistered, the fine could be as high as 100 million naira. That's how strongly the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission is hitting on them. So yes, if you owe, do pay. But even then, if the payment is coming a little bit lower, a reaction of the lender should be based on certain things. Is the person playing games? Is the person not responding? If you are owing someone, you owe the person, ordinarily you owe the person before he even asks. If you know that the date you set is not going to hold, you should go ahead and say, due to one or two things, I think that this thing is not going to come at the time that we discussed before. But so time, it should be ready. Once that is done, even if the truth is that even if you call the person 1 million times, if the money is not there, the calls are not going to manufacture the money. It will put pressure on the person to try to look for it. But in Nigeria of today, how many people can you go to suddenly and say, please give me 50,000 there?
One of the reasons why people don't even borrow money out is because I saw where somebody posted, I've seen that several on social media where people post that if you borrow your friend money now in Nigeria, there's this tendency that you lose your money, you lose your money and then you lose your friend.
True.
So that is the reason why a lot of people don't. And this is not just applicable to loan apps. Do you know that even landlords, you see the way landlords harass and dehumanize? I've seen where on my streets where a young man who stayed in a self-contained, at a point I think he had challenges. That was like 2 years ago. He couldn't renew the rent, only for him to come back from where he went to, and then the roof
had been removed.
Yes, and it was rainy season.
Like this period, like
yes, it was rainy season. As I'm talking to you, I can still feel the pains. You know what? That young man left that house. He never returned. We don't know if he ended up committing suicide. He never returned. At a point, they had to remove his things, wet things.
Oh, things were, he left his things?
Of course. Oh. The TV set was there, his gas was there, his mattress, a whole lot of things were there. At a point, they removed those things to dump them somewhere, and those things were just disappearing.
Of course.
He never came back. So that level of frustration,
of wickedness.
I think...
we have a first caller.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, good day.
Welcome.
Good evening, sir.
Nice having you again.
Thank you.
This is
I think you need to move away from your TV set.
Far away from me.
So why the what's happening? Is it too loud?
Because my phone.
Oh.
My phone is faulty, so I just want to.
Okay.
Yeah. So, my little contribution to the matter in discussion. First, I want to say this online credit or loan apps, there are 99% of them. 99% of them, they are 99% in their transactions fraudulent. I had a case that came to me, a young man, took 50,000 from them, and said he was going to be paying 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira weekly. So he was paying 5,000 naira weekly to clear that money in 3 months. That is it. All young to know, they added 75,000 naira charges to that. That was not, as if that was not enough. The young man will pay the more they add interest. The interest is not even a little one. So the young brother said he's not going to pay again. They started paying to the now call is on his call log. I happen to be one of his frequent
contacts.
Frequent call number he called. They called me and said, in fact, I blasted them. So you find out that many of them, they will not tell you that they will call this, they will give you tell you this and this and that, and they lure people into they trap people into embarrassing people. And again, the
Oh no. Yeah. Reverend, you need to call us back. Maybe using another phone. Use Madam's phone. Use your son's phone. Use a better phone so that we can hear you. Because I do know that you have a clear experience from what you are saying. Someone that you know. Okay, let's take this. Hello?
Hello, my brother.
You're welcome, sir.
This comrade is Jale from Obakoko.
Comrade, you're welcome.
Welcome, comrade.
Thank you. You will see this Airtel, MTN, and other providers. They are giving us a great problem. It is better you don't borrow at all. You can borrow and give yourself a complete problem with them. If you borrow, they will give you more problems. If you have 100 naira, go and buy card. If you use that 100 naira, go and buy another one. It is better than borrowing. The money you don't use, they will add to it. They will add to it. That's just the problem with them. I will advise our customers with these service providers. They should not borrow at all. If they borrow, they will add to your problem. It's insult upon injury. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Even though this is like an this is not the real focus.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still part of it. It's still part of it. Several persons have complained bitterly about service providers making it difficult to get out of
Nigeria.
borrowing.
It's a way of scam. It's a sort of that it gives problem, like the last caller said. Even MTN, even when you borrow from them, it gives you problem.
You may never get out of it because it will look as if the debt is never finishing. Hello?
Yes.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay, my name is Comrade Williams.
That's too fast.
Okay, Comrade Williams.
Comrade Williams Uchechukwu. No. All right.
Okay, thank you. Hello, sir.
Go on.
Let me try to make it fast. Sometimes ago, like about 3 years ago or so, I tried that loan app. So I borrowed like I think 60,000 or so. So I paid some amount of money. At some point, I was like, okay, I have money now. Let me clear the whole remaining balance, right? You know that what they did? They stopped my app. In fact, they banned me. They stopped me from paying that money. That like paying the complete money because they felt like their interest that they're going to make maybe may not be complete or something. So they banned me. I couldn't pay the money once. Like they want me to continue paying small so that they will complete the interest. Like I tried to make it to them like, look, I want to pay all the full payments, both with the interest. They stopped me. So this thing happened for a while. At some point, I said, okay, I'm not going to pay the money again. So what they were doing is that if any money that enters my first bank, they will see the handle. I will not withdraw. They'll be withdrawing the money. They'll be splitting the money to when they feel like, okay, I cannot withdraw. At some point, the one that hurt me so much was one day somebody sent money to my account that's supposed to use to work for somebody. They seized the money. They split the money. I couldn't do that work. And after everything, they start calling me, threatening how they will pick me up anywhere they see me, how they will do this one. At some point, I start arming myself anywhere I'm going, so that anytime they try to or pick me up, we will battle together. So that is just it. Sometimes they will stop you not to pay the loan, so that you will default. They will now come after you. So that is what is going on in Nigeria. Thank you, sir.
I do hope that these new rules will take care of all of that, though. Well done.
I pray.
Yeah.
I pray.
Yeah. I mean, I can assure you, a lot of Nigerians have very bitter experiences with these loan apps. You can see the number of persons who are calling.
Yes.
So much. Many more are going to call if the network is cooperative.
But the truth is, this is okay. You can.
Hello.
Yeah. I'm sorry, the network, I was using the yellow network on the other line I called it.
All right.
Sebastian from Benin.
You're welcome. Right. Thanks. It's good that you called back.
Challenges here and there. There's no way to escape from them.
It as well.
Yeah, so as I was saying, so now when I waded into the matter when they were calling me, saying some sort of things, even dragging me into the transaction I was not aware of. I now told the person that the first time the lady called, second time the lady called, the third time the mail called, the other one, they were calling from different places, different. This one said it's calling from Abuja, this one said it's calling from Lagos, just like that, different calls. I said, you realize you are just talking to me, you don't know who you are talking to. Okay, even if you have my number, you have my number. Did you even, first of all, how did you get my number? For you to get my number without, and start calling me, how do you get it? He said they got it from the guys, that. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. You should have used your, what's it called? You should have made your investigation to know the person you are calling, to know the personality of the person you are calling before calling and start saying all those kind of trash you are telling me on phone, threatening me. Was I there when you did your transactions? Did you consulted me? Did I sign signatory? Am I a shorty to that transaction? Why are you calling me? Why are you calling me to? So I got so angry. Then I stored the whole numbers. I stored the whole numbers. I told them I was going to carry out a legal action against them. Then that's on that part. Then I called the young man. What happened? This, that. The young man narrated the same thing that last caller said now. He said at the point he wanted to pay the whole money, wanted to clear the money. They blocked the payment channel. So that the young man will default, they will keep collecting money. And the interest, let me tell you, the fraudulent, the criminal part of it, the interest they will not specify. If you take a loan that you are paying 20% interest, for example, for 50,000 naira, you are paying 20% interest, we should be looking at, okay, let's say we are looking at about maybe 4,000 naira or thereabout. But these people, now, okay, let's say 4,000 or even 10,000.
10,000, yeah.
People added 75,000 naira.
Wow.
They added 75,000. So I advised the young man, I said, what you have to do now is to look for a way to get back to them. Tell them you want to cancel that contract, because in the whatever, there is no place, there's no written specification, there's no write-up that they always put on ground, either online or through their digital or media space, to spell out the terms and conditions of the contract of the borrowing. So it is just like a man operating in darkness without light.
Reverend, you are still very hot by it. I can see it. It can be very hot for you.
Yes, because as it came up now, I am talking because I personally and directly had experience of it.
So yes.
It's just like a reawakening injury, reawakening wound. And I could imagine what so many people
are going through.
Anybody to speak for them has been going through in the hands of this. That this of the low app is another part. The part two, the other phase, the A, because the low app is the all the network providers, like the last caller said, it is also the
B part.
The part of it. They will tell you to borrow. Oh no, you get to emergency borrow. I committed a very big blunder. I got a blunder because I had emergency. I was sick. So I couldn't rush out to get card. I cannot remember. I said, okay, let me get the whatever. I borrowed 1,000 naira from the green network.
All right.
So I recharged. I put 1,000 naira, hoping that okay, they will collect the 1,000 naira remaining their charges. When I put card again, they will collect the VAT or whatever. But you also know that as soon as you borrow, if you take 1,000 naira from them, they are charging you about 125 to 150 naira.
Yes, 15%. Yeah.
So as they are giving you that 1,000 naira, they will tell you they will not give you 1,000 naira. They will give you 800 and some.
It's already charged. Yes, it's already deducted. Yes.
Now, when you are also recharging to pay back the money, they will collect 1,020, 1,150, 1,200, and they keep multiplying it. Then I came to a point and said, when did I borrow all this one? I borrowed just 1,000, and anytime I put 1,000 naira, they will withdraw it. This one has been you have paid your last loan. I've been succeeded in collecting up to 3,000 plus. So from that time, in fact I had this because it has been my principle not to borrow, not to buy on credit, not to beg. Because the Bible says in the book of Proverbs, he said the debtor, the borrower
is servant to the lender.
He's a servant to the lender.
Correct. Reverend, we're going to have to let you go. But I need clarity. Did you say that on a loan of 50,000, an additional, a sum of 75,000
naira, not 75%. I didn't say 75.
Amounting to 125,000.
125,000.
All right.
Yeah, 425,000.
Thank you, Reverend. This is serious. Huh? That's more than 100%.
Yeah. And most times they present it so juicy. I think somebody is calling.
So nicely. That's part of what the commission is against. Unethical marketing strategies and all that. Hello?
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Attacker Shedrack is the one calling Abuja. I want to say that it's not only online apps that are doing this. Even banks are doing this now. You know what? An aspect of it I also need to look into is that some of these banks, like FCMB precisely, okay, if you want to, they will be the one putting pressure on you, sending you.
Oh no!
You get a loan from them, and once the amount of money they will place on the loan is not actually what they are going to deduct. As soon as they credit you, you will see that the amount of money that they are giving to you is almost half of what they are giving to you. So please, it's not only online app, even banks. I am a victim of this with FCNB. So only all these the banks, conventional banks too, are doing it. It's not only online stuff. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Shedrack. Wow, it's getting really interesting. It's getting so even banks are being fingered in this. It's sad. I think that in all of it, maybe the prayer should be that you don't get to a situation where you need a loan. But you see, the world today runs on credit. Hello.
Hello, good evening, my people.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes, yes. I thought I'm the only one going through this. So.
But you never tell us your name, oh. Tell us your name. Tell us your name.
Because they want to muzzle us now, you not talk.
Tell us your name. Tell us your name.
Some kind of loss. To terrorize us, you will not speak out again. That's not the problem. God will deliver us. Honestly, I will borrow 2,000. After I've been paying, they will say I'm still owing 1,005. I thought what had been happening, no. I said, oh, maybe it's a mistake. I don't know that what has happened. Now, another one they are doing is this. All these people who are registering online, they are looking for a way to get your details. I registered Glow Line somewhere, say their center. I didn't know that guy used my name to register other numbers.
Wow.
I didn't know. It was one day I went to another Glow office. They checked my numbers. They now brought numbers that are not mine. And my information, everything that they said, I'm not the owner of this.
Very dangerous.
So it's good for you to be checking the numbers that are attached to yours, so people will not be using your details and be committing crime.
Exactly. Except that you have not still told us your name.
I'm telling you this, Nigeria is something else.
Oga, tell us your name. You
should know it's concerned citizen.
Okay.
You know, Nigeria is a terrible place to be
honest. Citizen.
Okay, for example, my brother, everybody be honest, I'm still asking, how did the APC get 2020 local government?
You don't carry us go where we don't know. You don't carry us go where we don't know, concerned citizen. Now this is getting really interesting. It's getting expanded and everything. But it's worrisome if indeed banks also do that. And that guy was so pained that he actually mentioned the name of a particular bank. And I think that these things should be looked into, because what the FCCPC has done only has to do with online apps. Maybe they should spread. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Ola from Lagos.
Oh, Ola, you're welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess hi, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Ola. How is Lagos?
Yeah, very well. So quickly, I just want to contribute to this because I'm going to go in another perspective.
Right.
And the perspective I'm going to go is a perspective of knowledge. That the Bible says my people perish for lack of knowledge.
Knowledge, yes.
Number one, if you are going to get yourself involved in things like this, I stated 4 things in my paper here that I'm going to put across to people. Number one, understand the
have the knowledge of the kind of loan you are getting. When you are getting a loan, there are different. I work in an organization sometimes, and I understand that when it comes to loan, criteria to get those things and different types of loan. Even up to now, the reason why they have to put on a desk called credit bureau is to check that a particular person is credit worthy. And some of the organizations that these people borrow money for, I'm not going to mention any name. Some of them, they have had costs to write off loan for people because this is not to be for anybody. This is what we have experienced for some time, and we have seen and I've spoken to people on this on several platforms that most of the time when consumers learn to get this loan, after that time the benefits overwhelm them that nobody try to ask questions. What am I paying? When am I paying? What am I the payment stamp? And you understand the nitty-gritty. Some smart people try to understand what credit analysis is. If you are crediting me this, but people don't want to wait. All they just want is when am I getting the credit? When am I getting the credit? When is it coming in? And from there, because of the nature of, maybe because of the environment and the economic situation, people don't want to repay. I have seen people that they will collect from different apps, and when those apps start to look after them, they have to develop so many other things to start to send their name to different platforms, to different group WhatsApp that pay us our money. If not, we follow after it. Those are things I want to mention. But the advice I'm going to give, which I've given in the recent finance investment seminar that I organized, is number one: you will continue to be slave to all these loan apps if you are not financially disciplined to save part of the little income you get. Anyone that refuses to save now will not be saved later. I will say that again. Anyone that refuses to save now will not be saved later, because that little amount of combo that you drop, you are collecting 10,000, you said I cannot save 1,000. When you fail to save, when you are getting 100,000, you cannot save 10,000. So people should be financially disciplined. What saving does is, saving is a form of financial discipline, but investment is a form of financial empowerment. When you cannot invest if you don't save. So for anyone that cares to know that little 5,000 you have realized, I used to tell students that amount you can save part of it. So from there, even if you are going to collect loan, let me ask this one thing. If you ask you, what do you have in your turnover? What do you have in your percentage? Somebody wants to borrow you money for mortgage. They will ask what is equity, your equity contribution. What is equity? Equity is the amount you are bringing to the table. Some people don't even have anything to bring to the table. You want to borrow from a zero level. You cannot borrow 100 million. Why somebody borrows 5 million and expect the same charge to be taken? So people should be number one financially disciplined, apart from the four that I've mentioned. And when you start saving, you can now move to investment. There are a lot of investment people can do. Minimum of 5,000. You will be checking, and I'm not talking about all those Ponzi schemes that they go to. I'm talking about investment that are attached to CBN, that are to bank.
Like treasury bills, right? Like treasury bills.
Like mutual funds.
Mutual funds. Yeah.
Treasury of business move from 20 to 16%. Anytime treasury bill is 20%, go and check mutual fund. It's in 27-28%. And I think when the time is minimum of 5,000. Somebody said it's 400,000, and I said invest 5,000 and continue from there. He said, no, this one I will shop out. So when you shop this one, then you shop.
You go shop the next one again.
And from safe investment, you see that this loan ability, people receive loan to invest when you are financially disciplined. And when you receive loan at 5% to invest in 27%, who is making profit? That the one losing, you are the one gaining. And
right.
Follow them to seminar that people are paying for.
All right, Ola. Solid points you have made. I hope that somebody is learning something from what Ola has just said. You can even borrow from them and put it in an investment that gives you multiples of whatever. Right. You want to come in, or we take this again?
Let's take that. It's their show.
It's their show, like my colleague will say. Hello.
Hi, my brother Dayo.
Yes, how are you?
And Mrs. Ekaite.
Good evening, sir.
I'm now realizing that was thinking that I was the only person being cheated by this service provider. But now I can see that by going through all these people saying their mind out, you will see that the service providers, they are looters in this country. Then the worst and the ugly service provider is the MTN.
Hey, let's avoid no please, maybe going forward let's not mention any, please.
It's okay. So I understand.
Right.
I understand. Now, please, my brother, how can we curb all this situation? Thank you.
That's what the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission is trying to straighten out in the case of online apps. I do think that they may have something also to cover for
the business owners,
the network providers. Yeah, so I don't know.
The network providers.
Hello?
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, this is Engineer Frank from Worry Boy.
Wafe, how na day?
We're just fine.
how are you today?
Hey, guys, my sister, I'm fine. Good evening.
Evening.
See as you come dey smile as you dey call Ekaete my sister.
The guy. You know what? The guy
Make I hear that one again. I'm not here.
I said, what's the guy to this studio like this?
Your body dey switch you, but you never think am one day say make you arrange, even if na MTN card make you send to am. Okay, make we just hear wetin you wan talk, Wafi guy.
People hear that too.
Go on.
Okay, this problem of this app, they want to borrow money. So you see, I think in those days when somebody need money, now you go where they borrow money, say you need money, you won't borrow. But these people when they lend money, so they will be calling you. Like,
They will be sending you messages.
calls from them. They go call me, make I come borrow money. Not that I need money, now then they call me. And the way that they do them is like all the companies that they are working together. If this company call me in the morning,
The other one.
that company, later in the evening, another one will call me. He say if I can borrow, like I can borrow up to 5 million, then I can pay within 6 months. Now I tell them, say I don't need money.
Abi.
The next day they will still call me. So what I do, I block their lines because it's like those guys, they are 419. Because they are calling with different numbers. So the other one, I get embarrassed, like somebody borrow money, they don't call me. They say this person borrow money, they are looking for the person. So if there's any way they can reach out to that person, I should give them the information. Say this person use my number as a guarantor. So I get pissed off. I was like, how this person go use my number for guarantor?
I not tell you.
So and I reached out, and I told them, I said, please don't be hungry, okay? That was the first time I experienced this. I don't know saying what thing that they do. So I reached out to the person. I said, why would you do this kind of thing? Use my number to grant for guarantor. For what? What's the meaning of this? So the person said, no, you don't use the number for guarantor.
They get access to all your contacts, yeah.
So he don't pay the money. So at the end of the day, they called all the contacts when they line. So that's why they called me. I said, is it like that? He said, yes. He said, but they don't pay the money. But later on, I received a WhatsApp message from those same people again. So I told them, I said, for your life, don't ever send me any message. When you want to give that person that money, did you contact me? Did you let me know? Then why are you calling me? So stop calling me and don't send me message for now. If you know the person that borrowed money for you, go and reach out to that person.
Go and meet the person.
You understand? So most people, they get embarrassment of those things. So they need to tell them, let them know what to do, not to call other person when don't know anything. They embarrass the person. So it's somehow. And make them need to give people loans because they involve you so that they will bring problems to you. So I think that's my contribution.
Thank you, Wafi guy.
Thank you.
Now they drink oil for that side. You are not sent to us. All right now. Thank you.
Right,
Thanks for calling. Yeah. So this is serious. Not the small thing.
But what I have to say is, for me, I think like now, the negative part they told is beginning to tell on them, because if really that's your only source of income, if really that's your business that puts food on your table, I mean, it's not gonna be funny to them, because you know it's getting to a point whereby that kind of business might fizzle out, because it might no longer be interesting to people. And right now, government has stepped in, which is going to bring up some measures that might be very that might put some level of constraints to them to keep up to that might affect or even crash that kind of business. So for me, I think it's time for them to begin to collaborate and partner with government, so that
they must be creative. They must find ways by which they can hold
it would have been a nice thing, like what happens in other parts of the world, where people live with ease. You can easily borrow money and
good evening.
This is Ignatius calling from Macaulay.
Welcome, sir.
I want to share my experience with this online loan app called EasyBuy. I got a phone from them. I did down payment of 60,000 naira, and they issued a receipt to me totaling 115,000 naira.
Okay.
I paid the 115,000 naira, and they were calling me that I still have hidden another balance to be paid. I said, how? The amount captured in the receipt is 115,000 naira. How do I get access to the system? They checked and said I have 30,100 naira to be paid. I was surprised. I said, why didn't you write it
from the beginning?
From the beginning. Let me know the total cost of the phone. What if I want to sell it? Am I going to place it on the value of the amount on the receipt, or that of the hidden charges? Or after paying the second batch of the payment, are they going to issue another receipt to me? Why would I not have a receipt capturing the total amount for the value of the phone? As I speak to you, the phone is being blocked. I can't use the phone because I'm trying to see how gather evidence, possibly take this matter to court. I went to their office and they didn't give me any convincing excuse. You issue the receipt to me, even if it is valid, if it is any other thing, it should be on the receipt. Identify that this payment is for the purchase of the phone, this payment is for VAT, this one is for this, and then give me the total amount of it. As I speak to you, I have a receipt indicating 115,000 naira, and I paid that money. Now the phone is being blocked because of the amount that is not on the receipt. Let
me ask. When you got the phone, it's still not a reason. I mean, something is still not right, whatever it is. But when you got the phone, was the value of the phone without interest? Was it stated? And with interest, was it stated?
No, nothing was stated.
Because I want to think that the real cost of the phone is the 115,000 that you already paid. But their interest,
that's what I have on the receipt.
Yeah, the interest for allowing you get the phone with half payment or part payment while you go away with the phone is the 30-something thousand that you say, or 30,000 that you say they are asking for now.
That is what they are insinuating.
Exactly. But what you're saying is that it should have been stated ab initio, and I think I agree with you. I think I agree with you.
I think that particular act is fraudulent, because there was a case where
the particular one he mentioned.
Yeah, where somebody bought a phone. What happens is, I think they join both together. That it sums the interest,
yes,
and then the payment sums up the total amount.
Series of calls. I asked them, how
how many persons have you killed with this number of calls on daily basis? I have done what I think it is right. I told them that the number of persons being killed domestically by these persons, people who are hypertensive, you call 100 calls daily day. They are more than those people that have been killed by terrorists in the bush. Because if I, who is strong or stronger now,
can feel the impact.
What about somebody who is weak? How do we classify this? Is it not domestic terrorism?
To be honest, I think that it's important to actually test this in court. But usually the problem is that sometimes the cost of going to court becomes even higher than what is at stake. Because if you go to court 5-10 times, you're paying a lawyer, you're doing all logistics, and then the time wastage and all that. That's why a lot of people just refrain from going to court.
And that's why they understand
that's why they understand it.
I think we should pay for damages because, like you said,
considering the number of calls being called on customers on daily basis, how do we handle this?
It's a very damaging thing. 20 people can call you in one day. 20 people.
It's more than 20.
See, the worst part is that they can begin to hurl curses on you. They can begin to all kinds of things. In fact, I read somewhere that they could do an obituary and put it on social media and say that this social person is dead.
Yes, it's that bad. And do you know, another thing is,
ordinarily in situations like this, what is
no, I think that with what has happened now with this new development, maybe you can lodge a report with the FCCPC. Yeah, I think that would be one way to go. Lodge a report with the FCCPC. It's called the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Moreover, apart from somebody being hypertensive, do you know that is enough to make somebody commit suicide? Because
you can make somebody suicidal.
You damage somebody's image. You send that
to people who the person is not even on good terms with.
Yes.
So you go and arm them with information to damage him.
Even printing somebody's
obituary,
publishing it. I mean, it's damaging.
That's why some of these matters should be taken up.
Yes. You know, like you said to him, the process of seeking legal
that's why many people don't follow that route.
Yes, and that's the reason why they take advantage of that, because Nigerians are people who don't want to waste time over issues, who don't want to drag issues, so they take advantage of that. I think the best way is for people to begin to take legal actions against such a damaging acts.
Hello,
sir.
Yeah, you are the last caller today. Yeah, let's hear you. What's your name?
Yeah, the last caller today. Yeah, let's hear your name. Okay, you think the coverage of Williams with
Okay, good.
Yeah, because I want to chip in this because we're talking about loan. Okay, like now, if you come to environments where I live, right?
Yeah.
Let me. I think it's time to mention names.
No, please.
Okay. This electricity provider. Let me use it this way. This electricity provider, right? They've made everybody in my environment to be a debtor. Do you know how they do it?
No.
Now you have meter on your own, so you subscribe before you use. So now they will remotely send like 157,000 naira to your meter unknowingly to you.
How?
Yeah, that is what they're doing now. So now they will remotely send 157,000 naira to your meter, and you will never know. So if you go to the office to go and complain, do you know what they will do? They will tell you, this one, the customer care, put him on 50-50. When they put you on 50-50, do you know what it means?
No.
That money you are going to pay, that money that you did not use, that 157,000 naira, you're going to pay for it. Anytime you subscribe, they will deduct money from you. You have to pay, like anytime you subscribe like 10,000 naira,
they take 5,000
naira from that meter. Something that you did not use. So everybody in the environment now is a debtor. You are owing.
Wow, that's a serious one.
I'm not talking about
loan app.
Billing, like physical billing that they can bill you for anything they feel like me now. Sometimes they bill me 788,000 naira That is not what I'm talking now. Now you have your meter according to Nigerian government and the policy. You have a meter now.
788. Wait a minute, Williams. 788,000 for how many years?
For 1 month.
Okay, let's leave it here because of time. This is serious.
Yeah.
This is serious. I better go.
That should be a company.
Okay, maybe. Maybe they are producing something. They use a lot of electricity. All right, so we just got to go because of time.
Almost 70,000
in a month.
Yes.
In a month.
Yes.
Okay. Now, so we just got to go. It's good night for me because of time. I hope that you all understand. But a good point has been made. Awareness has been created, and now I'm sure if you have issues, you can just go to FCCPC and lodge a complaint. I'm sure they will be able to take it up with the particular people involved. My name is Dayo Mogun. Good night.
Kaiti Boat is my name. Bye for now.
And as we say at Captain TV, imagine a beautiful world.